When it comes to captains and you're picking a leader, it's also not just picked purely on performances, but it's also picked on the potential. Shubman Gill, he's someone who sets a very high standard for himself. He's got a very strong work ethic. Rishabh Pant, I think, is batting in the wrong positions as far as T20 and white ball cricket is concerned. The minute he gets set, he's a batter who's going to be very hard to stop. And we are actually seeing it right now. He's just gone to bat at number 3 for LSG in their last game. If you give a good batter the right position and the right backing, there's no way that he cannot perform. I think for me, the youngster who's impressed me the most this season has been... We have a bunch of questions that I'm going to start off with. Hello, welcome to another episode of Ask Robbie, and we have a bunch of questions that I'm going to start off with. Video question from Priyanka.
Hi Robin, this is Priyanka. So, among Shubman Gill and Hardik Pandya, who do you think has shown better leadership skills this season? And yeah, tell me about it.
Hi Priyanka, thank you so much for this question. For me, both have been massively impressive this season. One has, from the word go, has been very, very successful, played really well, made a lot of wonderful tactical calls, and they've won. The other one has come from behind the 8 ball and performed well. But for me, just from the space of improvement, I think Shubman Gill's improvement as a leader has been by leaps and bounds, and that's why I think between the two of them, for your question, I would have to pick Shubman Gill. He's been really impressive, just the way he's managed the team, managed his performance, and the intensity through which he's led this team. It's been, I think, for his unit, hugely inspirational. And, he's been able to bring the best out of his team, stood up for his teammates as well. All the signs of a good leader. And that's what's really impressed me about Shubman Gill this year. Thank you so much for your question. And the next one's from Vidula.
Hey Robin, Vidula here. So Shubman Gill has been named the next Test captain already for India. But let's be honest, his performances outside India don't really justify that kind of responsibility yet. He averages 25 outside of India, and in England in particular, he has scored 88 runs in 6 innings. So do you really think that it makes sense to hand over the captaincy to someone who hasn't yet cemented his place in the side overseas?
Hi Vidula, thank you so much for your question. It's very heartening to see a woman actually knowing her stats so well. It's a novelty for me at least. So it's really cool, and thank you for the question. It's a valid question, but I don't think when it comes to captains and you're picking a leader that will take care of the team and lead the team to potential victories in the future, it's also not just picked purely on performances, but it's also picked on the potential and the kind of person and the personality that he is within the group, and the leadership qualities that he exudes within the group. And it seems like with Shubman Gill, he's someone who sets a very high standard for himself. He's got a very strong work ethic, is a continually kind of evolving cricketer, and someone who's always looked to get better and better. And I certainly see evolution in him as a cricketer, as a human being, and definitely as a leader. If you see him compared to where he was last year when he led GT versus where he is this year, there's leaps and bounds of improvement in the way he's led this side, and it has not really affected his performance. In fact, it's actually accentuated his good performances, that responsibility, and there's a sense of intensity that he's brought to his overall game, to his overall personality, and you can see that coming to the forefront, and it's all the qualities that a good leader needs and must have when they're leading a country like India. So yes, I'm certain that, again, to speak to the fact that you said that he scored 88 runs in the 6 innings in England last time, you have to understand that England, as far as touring there is concerned, is easily the hardest place to tour for any visiting team. It's practically a test by fire, so to speak. And oftentimes, there are players who go there on their first tour and they find themselves not performing as well as they do, or not performing to their potential at all. I have complete faith in Shubman Gill, the batter, that he will score runs in England, that he's actually he's par for the course and he'll actually do really well there. I'm actually quite interested to see how he will lead in Test cricket. That's the interesting bit for me. Does he have the acumen to lead this team? He absolutely does, and I think his performances will validate that in this season, in this tour to England. Thanks for the question. It's really cool. Next one is from Orojyoti Senapati.
Hi Robbie, AJ here. We see Rishabh Pant playing a very aggressive form of cricket in the Test format. Why is he not being able to replicate that in the IPL?
AJ, thank you for your question, bud. Really cool question. I think it's a question I've spoken about actually. The fact that Rishabh Pant, I think, is batting in the wrong positions as far as T20 and white ball cricket is concerned. I think with Test match cricket, his template is very set. He knows how to go about his business and score runs. But as far as T20 and like ODI cricket is concerned, I don't think he's figured out his template. And I think his template, belongs, as in I think the place where he will score the most runs is the top three, either opening or number three. He shouldn't go below that, because I truly believe that the minute he gets set, he's a batter who's going to be very hard to stop. And we are actually seeing it right now. He's just gone to bat at number 3 for LSG in their last game. He's batting on 70 or something, or some 35, 40 deliveries. That just goes to show that if you give a good batter the right position and the right backing, there's no way that he cannot perform. And a player of his caliber, Rishabh's caliber, it was just about getting him in the right position. And I think there's a sense of freedom with which he's batting now, which he exists from in Test cricket. He just needs to find that sweet spot in white ball cricket. And I think the top 3 batting positions are his sweet spot. Thanks for the question, AJ. Nice one. Mukunda.
Hi Robbie, this is Mukunda. This is my question to you. Which young cricketer has impressed you the most this IPL season?
Hi Mukunda. Thanks for your question, buddy. I think for me, the youngster who's impressed me the most this season has been Priyansh Arya. Obviously, Vaibhav Suryavanshi has been massively impressive, but something about Priyansh Arya's game has been very, very impressive. There's a self-assuredness that you can see in his eyes that he means business and he wants to, show the world how good he is. And for me, that stands out. And there is a little bit of refinement that needs to come into his game, and I think he's someone that will bring that. And I think his past experiences has led to that kind of hunger that exists in his eyes today. And I see him as someone who's going to play in the IPL for a really, really long time.
Hi Robbie, this is Shubho. My question to you is, what makes Mumbai Indians a team that really knows how to, win in the tightest of situations? Are they like the Australia of the IPL?
Shubho, really cool question, man. Lovely. So I reckon with Mumbai, I think it's been something that's built over a period of time. And I think what has happened with Mumbai is that they've found themselves in such difficult positions, and they found themselves in so many of the IPLs where they found their backs have been right up against the wall, and they've come out fighting, and they've won from there. Won not just matches, but have won tournaments from there. Have won the IPL from there. And if you're going to do that a few times, you're going to give yourself, that sense of familiarity in under pressure situations. So if you can do that as a team, and go on to win tournaments, there's a sense of confidence that is instilled in each one of those players and the franchise as a whole. And I think Mumbai have been in those familiar positions so many times. In fact, a lot of times that they've gone on to win the championships, they've started really poorly. Much like this season actually in the Tata IPL. 4 matches, 4 losses, and from there you'll be like, they've just come out of nowhere and they've won 8 matches in a row, and then suddenly they've qualified, and then they go on to win the championship. So Mumbai certainly seem like they are the Australian team in the IPL, but I think because of their familiarity with being under pressure and winning from there, and the confidence that exists within the side, is why they do so well. Interesting question. Thank you.
Hi Robbie, Prasad here.
So what's been harder, life as an international cricketer or life post-retirement?
Hi Prasad, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Certainly, I would have to say, given where my life is at this point in time, life after cricket is a little harder because I have a young family and I have my kids and my wife who I miss a lot, especially with the kiddos. Yeah, seven and almost 3 now. So. And we all know that the first 7 years of any child's life are the most formative years of their lives, and it's best for them to have both their parental figures, present in their lives. So that's the challenge I have right now. So that is something that I'm contending with and trying my best to work around. So keeping that in mind, if I had to compare between life as international cricketer or life post, I'd have to say life post because. It tugs at the heartstrings. Thanks. This is a very sweet question, man.